Two black people can get together and have a white person. It's called an albino. Two white people can't get together and have a nigga I know.
Okay, shalom, black liberation to the family out there. Brother Yohannas, other known Yahudah, R.A.L., Ben Yahudah. Here with you again with another video with my brother here, Truth to God. Okay, we're gonna bring out, you know, the separation. I know I've been speaking about who the Jews are and who the Hebrew Israelites are. We don't use Jews. Jew, the letter J is not even, you know, not even nearly 500 years old yet. Okay, so we're talking about the ancient Hebrew Israelites and the descendants of the ancient Hebrew Israelites. So we're going to use the Bible, and we're also going, we can get to it today, that the Babylon of Timbuktu, to tell you exactly who those curses fit, okay? Because they do not fit the so-called Jews of today that are in Israel, okay? So we're going to go to the Bible, Deuteronomy 28:1, and we're going to get the brother here, Truth to God, to read these verses for us, and we're going to elaborate on them.
Shalom, Yashallah. Deuteronomy 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass that thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohah, to observe and to do all his commandments which I have commanded thee this day, that the Elohah Yahweh will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Okay, just reading right there, we see that the Most High speaking to Moshe, by Moshe telling the children of Israel what the Most High will do for us, and we were hearkening diligently to his laws, his statutes, and his commandments. Okay, obviously that didn't happen, because if it did happen, we wouldn't be here in this so-called America, the United States of America, the United Snakes of America. Okay, so we're gonna go to another verse, Deuteronomy, after the so-called fact of Moshe coming to us and explaining to us, if we hearken to the laws, he'll set us above all nations. But if we don't, this is what's gonna happen.
Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Elohah Yahweh, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Okay, now these are the curses. Now we're about to read, we're about to go into deep detail on the curses. So you open up your minds, a little history that you do know about yourselves, okay? And the reason why I say little history is because if we knew who we were and we had knowledge of self, we wouldn't be going through this chaos, okay? We're changing a matter of maybe minutes or an hour, or the next day we'll be sitting where we need to be sitting. But, okay, the little history that you know about yourself from slavery, this is how it's going to fit. We're going to bring it out. This is here in the Bible. Now, keep in mind that this was written over 4,000 years ago, okay? Nearly 4,000 years ago. This is a prophecy.
I'm going to jump down to Deuteronomy 28:25. And the Elohah shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shalt be removed into all thy kingdoms of the earth.
Okay, in 70 AD, the Hebrew Israelites were conquered by outside forces. The Greeks came in, Romans came in, the Philistines, all these other nations.
Don't forget the Persians.
The Persians, right? The Persians, all these other nations came into our kingdom. Okay, by us being the same complected people as the so-called Africans, down in Africa, we fled into Africa because we're the same complected people. Okay, a lot of us went into Ethiopia because doing Shalomo, or what you call Solomon, and the Queen of Sheba, Makeda, had a son. Okay, Banalikum, or Menelik the first. Okay, and they established a kingdom down in Ethiopia, or Abyssinia, and made it one with the house of Israel. So a lot of us went into Ethiopia. A lot of us, went all abroad into Ethiopia. Some of us went into India. But the bulk of us landed on the west coast of Africa. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the Bible.
And thy Eloha will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerald, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed.
Okay, a lot of us went through mass famine. Okay, diseases. Okay, all these things that that we are upon right now. Just not excluding what happened in the past, but a lot of us go through these excess diseases now. Sickle cell, high blood pressure, cancer, AIDS, STDs running rapid in our community. Continue with the Bible.
Okay, 28:28. The Eloha shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
Okay, we're running crazy around here. We don't know who we are. You check BET out, you check the videos out. You don't see no other man on this planet Earth disrespecting his woman. Okay? No other man calls his woman out her name. No other man degrades his woman, like we do as a people. Okay? No other man disrespects his race. Okay? We have no pride. We have no respect for our race. That's madness. Blindness. We can't see it. We're not talking about physically blind. We're talking about mentally blindness. This is what the Most High is speaking about. Okay? It's not physical, not Stevie Wonder blind, because Stevie Wonder knows exactly what's going on.
He can
see what's going on. All right? So continue.
So I guess with that question, you got to ask yourself, who is blind?
Right.
All right, and moving on with that, we're going to jump down to Deuteronomy 28:30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
Okay, we're going to go with you should betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. During slavery, your man, you and your wife could be laying in the slave quarters, and the so-called slave master come in and lay down with your wife and have sex with your wife right in front of you. That was a mental thing. He wanted to take her in front of you so she can look at him and say, you can't protect me. Okay? And many of them did try, but they were snatched out the house and hung on trees in front of that woman and the children.
Pardon yourself. And yet, to put in a side note to what the brother Yohannas is actually speaking on, and what you see from the scripts, as you see, this is not coming from opinion or personal matter. This is as the book says. A lot of you say you follow this book. Now look at it. You know what I'm saying? Here it is in your face. Now with that, look at, as you were jumping into slave times, look at where we're at now. Still slave times. You know what I'm saying? Look at 50% of marriages statistically in America end in divorce because of infidelity. Now what did it say? Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Also look at your local Viacom station. I guarantee most of the songs that you see there will be of a man or a woman cheating. All right? Then it goes also to say, thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell within or therein. Now I'm gonna give you something. You might not have been picking up the wood and lumber, but I bet you pay child support. And they tell the mother of your child, you know what I'm saying, or however you would like to see, or whoever has granted you a seed of life or helped you on this journey to create another being, they tell that woman that she can have whatever she wants, food, clothing, shelter, as long as the man is not in the house. But who does that money come from, or who do they docket for that? They docket you, black man, Asiatic man. So therefore, that's how you build a house, but you can't dwell in it. Okay,
and economically, we look at that, it's an economical crisis going on in this nation. Jobs are being lost. Mass, amount of people on unemployment. Okay, but who do you think they're gonna focus on the most? Who's not going to inherit these jobs? Okay, so we have our woman looking at us like, you can't provide. Okay, and this is warfare. This is mental warfare that they're implementing on our households. You give the woman everything she needs. Our women walking around saying, we're independent. We don't need a man. Okay, a lot of these women are going towards women. Okay, or going to the white man, going to the devil. All right, so that's betrothing the wife, and another man lying with her and building a house, okay? And somebody else is going to dwell in that house. We built up during slave times. We built this country, okay? Our fathers built this country. The White House was built by black men. Benjamin Banneker laid out the drawings of D.C., you know, mimicking off of ancient Kemet, Egypt, Mizraim, biblically. Okay, we built a lot of these plantation houses. All right, and we didn't dwell in those houses. Okay, the vineyards that was mentioned here. Okay, you had your grape vineyards, you had your tobacco plantations, your cotton plantations, soybean plantations. You know, different crops that we planted and we harvested. Okay, we didn't get the benefits from those things. Okay, family. So we're gonna elaborate again on that line. Again, Deuteronomy 28, 30, 28, 30. You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt plant a vineyard and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Okay. We had also, you know, fast forwarding it a little bit, sharecroppers. A lot of slaves that were so-called set free. Okay, physically, from physical bondage. A lot of them went into sharecropping. Okay, this is also a slave tactic. My great-grandfather was actually a slave, was a sharecropper, he was a slave too, but a sharecropper. Okay, and they was able to plant a harvest and switch out their produce. Okay, but the actual sharecropper got the blunt, you know, of the benefit from it. So that was an actual slave tactic as well. Okay, so we're moving along. Now we're going to jump down to Deuteronomy 28:32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. Okay, that go back to slavery. When we were brought here to the coast of this so-called Babylon, this nation here, a lot of us were dispersed to different counties, different states or whatever, and we were put up on auction blocks. So you had your father, the mother, the children there. You know, your children go out one way, and your wife might go out another way, and you go another way. You know, fast forward into now, you know, where are all our men? Okay, all our men, you know, are locked up. I was reading an article, and they said there's more people in penitentiary than they were in slavery in the 1850s. Okay,
and where are all our babies? Social services.
Right.
Adopted.
Right.
Children are wards of the state.
Right.
It's telling you right here.
And that's become a trend as well too, for white people to go and adopt our children. You know, like they carry around these toy dogs or whatever. That's a trend for them to carry around a black baby now. You know, they go out and they go get these black babies from Africa, you know, and bring them back over here to America. You know, you have all these stars who have adopted black children, okay? You don't hear of black people going out and adopting white children, okay? Or any other nation, all right? So we take a look at that too, all right? The prison system is overcrowded with us, all right? I was looking at a DVD, Minister Farrakhan, and he was speaking on Donahue, okay? So look that up, Minister Farrakhan on the Donahue show. And he was speaking on how the British let go of their prisoners, all right? And their prisoners came here to America. They went into Australia, New Zealand, okay? And they established a nation for themselves. You know, we don't have that. You know, looks like we don't have that option. When you look at that particular show, Farrakhan on Donahue, you know, the crowd, and Donahue included, you know, they mocked him. They mocked Farrakhan for saying that. You know, they were humored by that. Okay? So, you know, you have people that really look down upon us. They really think in their heart that we're actually here on this earth to serve them. Okay? And, you know, if y'all not really paying attention and really observing, that this is the goddamn devil. Okay? This is the devil. All right? You know, you take my word for it. But I'd rather for you to look it up, look these things up for yourselves and really observe the people. Observe them. Start studying them because they study you. You know, they study everything about you. If you wear your clothes different, you know, they're gonna put a trend out and they're gonna be selling something that they saw a brother walk down the street with on. You know, you turn your hat backwards. You know, you're gonna see their children doing it. You know how hip hop, they're gonna imitate everything that we do. So start observing them, start studying them, and you'll find out they actually, they're the devil. All right, so we're gonna continue on with the Bible.
And the Aloha shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation.